There was a time when the Australian dream was measured by what lay beyond the back door.
Hello and welcome to The Real Bundaberg. This is The Way It Is. There was a time when the Australian dream was measured by what lay beyond the back door. For generations, the quarter-acre block was the cornerstone of Australian family life. It was where children learnt to ride their bikes, where backyard cricket matches ended only when the sun went down, where the Hills hoist carried the family washing and kids made it into a tent when they felt like it. There was room for a vegetable garden, a lemon tree, perhaps chickens, Dad's shed, the family dog, a swing hanging from a gum tree. Neighbours chatted over the back fence, barbecues brought families together, birthday parties spilled across the lawn, grandparents watched another generation grow up on the very same patch of grass. The backyard wasn't simply open space, it was where childhood happened, it was where communities were built. It reflected Australia, a country with room to breathe. For many people who chose to live in regional communities like Bundaberg, that dream remains part of the attraction. Space, fresh air, room for children to play, somewhere to park the caravan, keep a boat, plant fruit trees, or build the shed they've always wanted. But quietly, almost without many of us noticing, that dream has begun to change. The traditional suburban block has steadily shrunk. Today, even in Bundaberg, housing developments are offering lots much smaller than the classic Australian quarter-acre block. As Bundaberg continues to grow, this raises an important question. Is higher density living the right direction for our region? There are genuine arguments on both sides. Let's begin with the case for smaller blocks. The biggest advantage is affordability. Land is often the most expensive component of buying a home. A smaller block generally means a lower purchase price, making home ownership more achievable for first home buyers, young families, retirees, and those wanting to downsize. Supporters also argue that smaller blocks allow more housing to be built without continually expanding onto productive farmland, an important consideration in one of Australia's richest agricultural regions. There are practical benefits too. Smaller blocks require less mowing, less maintenance, and generally use less water for gardens. For many people, that's exactly the lifestyle they want: less time working around the house and more time enjoying life. From a council perspective, higher density developments can also be more efficient. Roads, water, sewerage, footpaths, and other infrastructure can service more homes within a smaller area. That may reduce the overall cost of extending services compared with continually pushing suburbs further and further out. Supporters also suggest that having more people living closer together can strengthen local shopping centres, cafes, and other businesses while making public transport and community facilities more viable. Those are compelling arguments, but there is another side to the conversation. Many people didn't move to Bundaberg to experience city-style living. They came here because they wanted space, a place where neighbours weren't looking directly into the living room. Smaller blocks inevitably change that character. Homes are built closer together. Privacy can become more limited. Outdoor entertaining areas often overlook neighbouring properties. Noise travels more easily. Parking multiple vehicles, a caravan or a boat, can become increasingly difficult. There are environmental considerations as well. Smaller lots usually mean more roofs, more concrete, and fewer trees. That can increase stormwater runoff, reduce natural shade, and make neighbourhoods feel hotter during Queensland summers. Some residents also question whether higher density living simply transfers pressure onto existing infrastructure. Will roads cope? Are schools large enough? Can medical services keep up? Will sporting facilities, parks, and community spaces expand at the same pace as population growth? These are important questions for any growing region. Then there's another question that deserves careful consideration. Does living on a smaller block actually reduce the overall cost of living? The purchase price may be lower, but homeowners may still pay similar council rates, insurance premiums, utility charges, and other household expenses. The equation isn't always as simple as smaller means cheaper. Perhaps the most important issue isn't whether smaller blocks are good or bad. It's whether residents have genuine choice. Can Bundaberg continue to offer the traditional Queensland backyard while also providing more compact housing for people who want it? Can young families, retirees, singles and downsizers all find housing that suits their needs without fundamentally changing the character of the region? Because what suits one family won't necessarily suit another. As Bundaberg grows over the coming decades, the decisions made today will shape what the region looks like for generations. Will future families still grow up with the backyard many Australians remember so fondly? Or will the quarter-acre block become a memory, a chapter in Australia's history that quietly disappears? The Australian dream has always evolved. The question isn't whether change is coming. The question is whether we're shaping that change or watching it happen.